Hello, beautiful souls. It's Annalie here from Centered Connections, and I'm back today to do another healing, clearing, and activation video for you. Now, this is for my fellow empaths, intuitives, starseed souls, lightworkers, creatives, and anyone who feels that they are a sensitive soul. These videos are specifically for you, and I'm specifically calling in the people that I'm here to serve, and trust that you were drawn to this particular video for a reason. So I'm really just going to surrender. I had to take a couple of takes before I did this particular video because I noticed myself getting too caught up in the internal dialogue of not being able to surrender into the trust of the making and the unfoldment of this video. So I really want to be in integrity with what I'm talking about when I do these videos. So it was important for me not to go over the top of that and continue to make the video for the sake of getting it done. There's a difference because it almost feels like when it's not in alignment with what your intention is, it almost feels like you're pushing shit uphill, literally pushing shit uphill, and you expend a lot more energy. It doesn't feel like it is flowing. It feels like you're forcing something. And now I can really feel the difference in how I'm feeling right now in this video compared to all the other takes. And I actually started creating this particular video yesterday, and I kind of got into it and then I had to stop halfway through because it just was not feeling right in my body. So I'm really learning to trust that, and like right now I feel so much more relaxed, so much more freer in my expression, and just so much more trust in the unfoldment of this process, and not needing to get it right and needing to include all the information to make sure that you get the most out of this particular video, because I'm putting that pressure on myself to deliver something amazing, and that isn't supportive to the co-creation that is going to be unfolding right now. And that's what I really do see this particular process being, is that I'm showing up, creating a container, letting go and surrendering into the trust that whatever is going to be created from this video is exactly what needs to be created and what wanted to be created through me. And I'm also connecting into the souls that are going to be watching this video and who are going to be drawn to it. And I'm connecting with your higher self and bringing through information and messages and becoming that bridge, that vessel to be able to communicate the messages that you need to hear for the exact moment that you find yourself in. So if this is the first video that you are coming across, I just want to let you know that there are other videos in this particular series, and I've purposely not put into the description what the healing, clearing, and activation is, because I really felt the guidance to make it kind of be like a lucky dip and practice that, practice your own integration of trusting that you will come across the right video when you need it. So I had an idea yesterday of what I wanted to clear and what was coming through. And I feel like today that has completely shifted. So I feel like there was a reason I couldn't move forward with the particular video that I made yesterday. So I really want to take it back to the cards and just work with the energy that is present right now and see what wants to unfold. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with opening up the healing space, calling in our guardians, calling in our higher selves, and any beings that want to contribute or want to participate in the healing. And that might be collective energies as well. So when we're doing any type of healing for ourselves, most often we are healing not just for ourselves, we're healing for our bloodline, our ancestry, and also our ancestry in terms of soul origin, so where our soul has originated from. And also healing for the collective as well, if they choose to receive the medicine or receive the healing and the activation. So all souls can refuse to receive that. So it's not like we're imposing our intention onto somebody. They have the right and the power to say no. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and I'll be doing the same. I'll be journeying right alongside with you. We're going to open up the space, then I'll go to the cards, and then I'll take you through a guided clearing, healing, and activation, depending on what shows up in this energy field right now. So I'll get you just to close your eyes, taking a few nice deep breaths into the belly. Making sure that you are expanding and reaching right down into your diaphragm. Making sure that the breath is reaching right down and not just in the chest. If you notice yourself just breathing from the chest, try to draw your attention to bringing the breath down deeper into your belly, where your belly expands. And whilst you're here, I'm just going to ask your higher self to come into this space now. And my higher self to also step into this space. And the higher self of all of those souls who are going to be watching this video. Seeing them encircling this space around us. We ask that you hold a protective space, hold a space for healing, for clearing, and for an activation. We ask for you to be our guide and our protector as we journey inwards. We ask any guides that would like to come and be a part of this healing, clearing, and activation. So any guides that love us unconditionally and honor our sovereignty, to come into this space now to support us as we journey inward. I want to give gratitude and thanks and honor to the ancestors of the land that you sit upon, past, present, and future. We thank you for allowing us to do this work here. Asking ancestors of our blood heritage to be with us now. to receive the healing, clearing, and activation that will unfold. And also asking our soul ancestors to come into this space as a support, to also receive the medicine and anyone in the collective field who is connected to our souls here who would like to receive the medicine to be with us in this space. And we're just going to ask your mind to take a step back today for the duration of the reading and the healing and the clearing and activation, to surrender into the unfoldment of your own intuition, the messages that you receive or the feelings that you feel, the words that you hear, the sensing, the knowing, to just allow and not question, to be in the energy and curiosity of what you might discover. We're going to ask your mind to just hold the space and watch what unfolds. We're going to ask our higher selves to take the lead, to show us what we need to see, to hear what we need to hear, to know what we need to know. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into the space. And I'm going to go to the cards and just ask what we're looking at, what energies that might be blocking you at this point in time, wherever you're at in your journey, and the messages that might want to come through. Sometimes it's not always what you want to hear, but it's definitely always for your highest good and for the good of everyone who is involved. And we're just going to have a look. I got a few decks that I was really drawn to before we started, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle them. So whilst we do that, just going to ask, what does our soul want us to clear and heal? What does our soul want us to clear and heal? Okay, so the card that I received is Starseed, and what lights you up? So yeah, there's a lot of information that's coming in and around that, but I also want to draw another card before I get into all of that, because there's a flood of stuff that is coming through in and around what lights you up. So I'm just going to ask, I've got the animal oracle cards, spirit animal cards, and I'm just going to ask for guidance on the energy that we can bring into and activate for ourselves to help us or support us in navigating this exploration of what lights you up. So that is the intention for these cards. And I'm just going to see what animal wants to be a support for us right now. Ooh, Okay. All right. So we've got the beautiful whale. So this is very significant. So I'm going to start with just the impressions that I'm getting. So for those of you who have landed on this particular video, I know that you are here to be a beacon. You are here to embody a certain light, a certain frequency, and you are here to support others just by being you. You carry wisdom within your own soul that needs to be expressed in the world so that others can also receive the medicine of what it is you are here transmuting. Because through whatever it is that you are drawn to, through the process of you embracing more of what lights you up, you are actually transmuting all of the things that stop us from doing that. Because I feel for a lot of you that are here, you are very, very wise. You are wisdom keepers. The whale is the keeper of wisdom, and it's a very ancient animal, and it is also a representation of like the Akashic records. So everything that's ever happened on this planet, the whale is said to be the animal that holds all those records. And I do feel that you have the ability to tap into these places where you can bring medicine and wisdom through the creations of whatever it is that you are here to embody. And you are being urged to really look at the things that get in the way of you embracing what actually lights you up. Is it safety and security? Is there a belief around, if I follow this, if I follow what lights me up, that I am not going to be safe or secure in this world? And I think this is why I was getting this pull yesterday to do a video around safety and security, because in order for you to really pursue something that you love, like you hear all of the stories of these successful people who, who follow their heart and their dream and continue consistency, like continue to do the things that they need to do to manifest their dreams. And sometimes it can become really disheartening, especially if you've tried and you've tried and you've tried. Sometimes there are things that we need to go through to cultivate a certain strength. We generally will attract the opportunities and challenges in our lives that is going to help strengthen a particular quality that maybe we asked to strengthen, or we are not so, we have that quality, but it's not foundational yet. It hasn't quite formed the roots that is grounded. So I feel like a lot of you on here have done so much work on the physical, whether that's study, whether that's, research, or, your own pursuing of knowledge that you feel would give you the tools to be able to do what you came here to do. And whilst that has served you, what I feel is really being asked of you right now is to go inward, is to find that wisdom that you are seeking externally, to go inside and find it within you. And I feel like this particular clearing has to do with the inner child, the inner creator, because your little child is an artist. Your little child has an imagination that is so big. And as children, we've been taught to get our head out of the clouds, or to stop daydreaming, or to stop, to just stop believing in magic, really. And I feel like this is something that you're being redirected back to, and that there have been things in your past, in your childhood, or in past lifetimes where your safety and security were threatened. And in some way, shape, or form, whether that was emotional safety, security, material safety, security, any of those kinds of things, energetic safety or security, that it has left some wounds there that you're not able to access what lights you up, because in order for you to go to that place, it means you have to revisit what shut that down, basically. So for me, I feel like it's important for me to share my experience around what this is for me, is that I spent a majority of my time from the ages of like 3 to 6 or 3 to 5, having to look after myself. My parents owned a shop. They were 2 stories down, and we lived on the top of the shop. And so they would work, really long hours, like 18-hour days. And I was left to be on my own by myself, no company, just me. And I was left to kind of entertain myself, and I was very independent growing up, and I could do that. That was fine. But I recently had to revisit, this part of myself that felt so lonely. I felt isolated and completely energetically, emotionally abandoned. Even though, like my parents, they needed to work, and it's not about making them wrong, because I know that they needed to do that for us to survive. But as a child, these are primal and really necessary bonds that need to be created, because that actually creates the safety that you have in the world, to go to those places where you feel safe enough within yourself to go to those places. So I do feel that a lot of you here have wounds around that safety and security, around exploring your creativity, exploring yourself as an artist, because we are all creators. Not one of us here on earth is not a creator, because we create our reality. We get to choose how we experience the world based on the perception of our mind, and the glasses that we choose to see through. So just in that, I think there's a lot of misconception around what being an artist means, or what being a creator means. And this is such a big reminder to scrap all that, everything that you've ever, thought or believed about artist or artistry or creativity, to kind of strip all of that away. You are here to build a new world. Everything is being dismantled. The time of filming this, we're in the period of coronavirus isolation, and the systems and structures that this world has been built upon are crumbling. Everything is starting to fall, and it's up to us to step up into our responsibility that we agreed to come here to be and do, and to start creating and being innovative and, creating solutions that are completely outside of the box, and really step into that power and knowing that, this is the message that really wants to come through. And this is coming from the whale. Don't you know just how powerful you are? You have been brainwashed to believe that you are powerless. But history, right? History has a chance to rewrite itself, for us not to repeat the same things that our ancestors have repeated time and time again. And it's up to us to create the new, to create the type of world that we want to see and leave for our future generations. Because what I'm seeing a massive amount of millennials coming into this plane and really just being hell no to the structures and the systems of this particular society, and everything is crumbling, and we're really being asked to come into what lights us up, to bring us back to our creativity, to our inner child that is full of joy and curiosity and excitedness to discover and explore what happens if they put this with that. It's that curiosity and joy of just playing, right? And allowing yourself to be lit up by what you are doing, no matter what the task is, without putting pressure on yourself like I did at the beginning of this video. Like, I put pressure on myself to come here and deliver something, right? Tangible. And that just wasn't working for me. Instead, I had to embody this energy of curiosity and play and fun to be able to show up here in this way, so that I can just allow what wants to be expressed and see, and just be in that curiosity without the pressure of having to produce something amazing, because it is, as kids, maybe we weren't told or encouraged to make mistakes. We've been taught in this society that making mistakes is embarrassing, it's failure, it's like we don't want to have egg on our face. And to be honest, like, we need to allow ourselves and give ourselves permission to make mistakes. Try something on. If that doesn't feel good to your soul, that's totally fine. You're not committed to seeing something through unless it's something that you know in your heart. And if you're running away from it, you will know, you will feel it, right? You will feel it, like I have, like showing up, sharing, being online, all of that stuff. I've been running away from it so long, but it lights me up to share my experiences, because I know that by sharing, it helps others, it supports others. This isn't by any means me saying this is the way that you need to do it, because there are so many threads to life that one can experience, but it's about you being able to choose, how do you want to experience this life? Do you want to go through life being miserable and unhappy and, just following what you've been told to do, to work just so you can live, rather than actually enjoying the fruits of your labor, enjoying the sweetness of life? It's important for you to make time. Now, I know on a material level, because you still have to work here, You can't just go off and do what lights you up and completely let go of all your responsibilities here on earth. This is part of the challenge that we're here, because there's those two parts of us that fight each other, and it's about coming to a compromise and being able to create security and safety within your human self so that you can do what lights you up, and you can still do things that light you up without having to sacrifice something else. And this is the thing I think people don't understand, is that you can have the best of both worlds. You know, you don't have to choose one or the other, being spiritual or being in this human existence. So I really want to make that clear. Now, I feel like I've been talking a lot, so I'm just going to invite you now. We're just going to go on a little guided meditation, and I'm just going to allow what wants to come through and see what happens. So if you'd like to join me in closing your eyes, we're going to take a couple of nice deep breaths. I'm so excited. I have to kind of ground myself. There's a lot of energy moving through my body. So what I want you to open yourself up to is to really just tune into your own intuition with what I'm sharing. Feel into whether it feels true for you, or if you receive anything around what I'm sharing, the images, the messages, the feelings that I'm feeling. This is a way for you to tune into your own intuition. So make sure you are aware of tuning into your own bodily responses to the things that I'm sharing, and just go with it, flow with it. Allow your imagination. Your imagination is part of your intuition. It's the doorway to your intuition. So allow yourself to go there. And if you notice any resistance, like, that's totally fine. Just notice it. You don't have to buy into it. You don't have to entertain it. You can just notice that it's there. Ask it to move aside so you can experience what you need to experience. And maybe that's what you need to experience. Because in that resistance, there's often medicine underneath that for you to receive. Okay, so I'm being shown a horizon, and you're in a huge empty field looking out into the distance towards the horizon, and the sun is beginning to rise over the hills, and you're just starting to see, it's still quite dark, but you're just starting to see the light coming up over the hill. And as you're standing there, you see or sense or feel or know a presence around you. And you ask this presence to show themselves to you. I just want you to trust your intuition here and allow yourself to receive, see, know, feel who, what this presence is. It could be an animal, it could be a guide, it could be your higher self. Whatever it is for you, just trust that. So they've come to be with you now as your guide, as your protector, as you journey into your inner being. And slowly you start to walk towards the hills as the sun slowly rises. Inch by inch, you can start to see the sun become more visible. the space around you becomes lighter. You start to feel the sun on your face, the warmth of its light. Feel the energy of what that feels like in your body. Feel your whole body illuminate with light, as if the sun is energizing you with its power. You continue to walk forward with your guide. You approach the bottom of the hill and you start to climb it. As you climb, you start to notice yourself feeling heavy as you push towards the light. You can feel that heaviness on your shoulders, on your back, the feeling of not being supported, whether that is supported emotionally, mentally, energetically, materialistically. There is a feeling of lack of support as you climb this hill towards the sun. You turn to your guide, and your guide looks at you with empathy. The message that comes through is, you don't need to do this on your own anymore. I'm here to support you. And there are so many beings that are here cheering you on, who would like to help unburden and take away some of these things that you are taking on, some of these negative beliefs around being supported by the universe. You start to see other guides and other beings coming into your space, taking burden after burden off your back, off your shoulders, releasing them one by one, surrendering them to your support team, surrendering your worries, your concerns, your fears, your beliefs. A big belief of not feeling safe in the world is being taken now off your shoulders. Feel the lightness, feel yourself straighten. Feel the strength in your back. Feel the power return to your belly, to your power center. Feel your heart activate, light up. There's a sense of freeness, there's a sense of letting go, surrendering, and leaving all the details to your support team to work out. They want you to know that there is nothing that you need to work out, to leave the details to them, to follow your heart, to keep going. So as you allow yourself to be free from these energies, these negative beliefs, the fears, the burdens, the concerns, the worries. You start to walk and you start to feel the ease and the grace of walking towards the sunrise. And as you get to the top of the hill, you feel as if you've just conquered the biggest mountain ever. You feel the relief, you feel the accomplishment, you feel the pride. You meet the sun at its highest peak, and over the hill you see water beneath you. You see the whale, a spirit animal that is here to support you in going inward, going deep into your subconscious, deep into your soul, to activate the knowing, to activate your blueprint, to activate your soul mission. You notice a bit of fear as you stand on top of this hill. Your guide is urging you to jump, but it goes against everything in your human body. So you have a conversation with your inner child who feels scared, who doesn't feel safe. And you tell this part of yourself that you will protect it, that you will protect it from other people's judgments, from your own judgments, that you will keep it safe, you will keep it sacred, that you will honor its desires, that you will work with it. As you do that, you feel this part of you relax. You might see it as a separate entity or a little child. Give your inner child a hug. Hold it close. Let it know that you'll do this together, that it will never be alone, that it will always be safe as long as you are here. And you're readying yourself to jump off that cliff into the deep water to swim with this whale. Jumping off the cliff, you feel the freeness. You begin to fly and glide down into the water. It's not a quick drop. It's a feeling of being supported by the wind, the elements of earth, as it gently brings you down into the water. And your inner child turns to you and says, "That wasn't so bad. That was a lot of fun." And you both are happily swimming alongside this beautiful, magnificent creature, feeling the energy of this deep inner knowing, deep soul remembrance that you came here for a purpose, you came here for a reason, and that you are ready to step into that responsibility of following what lights you up, because that is the pathway. That is the pathway to uncovering and discovering what your soul mission is here on earth. You came here for a specific reason. And what I'm being shown, it's like the yellow brick road. And along the way, you will have guides and teachers and mentors that will support you in discovering and going inward. I feel like this has been a big realignment because you have been following this path but have kind of lost or put so much pressure on yourself to carry everything, to worry about all the details, that it has weighed you down and has moved you out of alignment with why you started doing this in the first place, or why you are doing the work that you're doing in the first place. Be in that energy of just knowing that everything is being taken care of. You know exactly what to do. And that your new role of being the protector of this inner child who has so much creativity, so much potential, so much that it wants to share with the world, that you are going to be there to be the encourager that you never had, to be the support that you never had, to be the safety that you never had. And this is a relationship that will continue to evolve and grow. And I'm seeing you both now on the back of this beautiful whale who has so much to teach you. And I'm seeing the whale take you off into the distance as the sun sets. Be at peace with the energy that has been cleared. Be at peace with the activation that's been activated. And so now I'm going to ask you to come back into the space, come back into this present reality. So as you do that, I want you to start moving your fingers, wiggling your toes. Imagine yourself coming back into your body, feeling the ground beneath your feet or wherever you're sitting or laying. And you can open your eyes. Oh, that was really beautiful. Yeah, I really felt the energy of all of that, and I hope you did too. I would love to hear what you received, what you saw, what medicine you took from this video today. Please share it. I'm so open to receiving that feedback. So yeah, again, just trust in the plan, the bigger plan. You came here for a reason, and you know, not to put so much pressure on yourself to have it done right now is a very, very clear message. Know that it's already been done, it's already happened. So all you need to do is enjoy and do what lights you up. So yeah, so I'm going to end the video with a closing of this healing space. But before I do that, I want to talk about the importance of integration. So what you might notice over the next couple of weeks is that negative beliefs or old fears or wounds or unresolved pain in and around what we spoke about might come up to the surface. And that's its way of being cleared. It's coming to your attention to be cleared. So please be aware that that is a possibility and that might occur, and to try your best not to bury your head in the sand, to really do the work in releasing these energies on a physical level, because energy precedes matter. And, you know, whatever we experience on a physical level is usually the manifestation of that energy that's been rooted. And so we're seeing the end of that particular energy. So it's important to be able to clear the whole thread of that, is to close it here on the physical realm, and that you have the opportunity to do that when these beliefs or fears or worries or burdens, like if you're trying to put pressure on yourself, notice that. Do your best to release those tendencies to take on that criticism, take on the doubt, or take on the judgment of, because that is that resistance. It's keeping you in that place of non-safety, and the invitation is to continue to cultivate that connection with your inner child, your inner artist, your inner creative energy, and to really cultivate, spend time in that place. And that's a way that you can do what lights you up. Like, for example, you know, asking your inner child, like, what do you want to do today? What do you want to create today? What do you want to try today? What should we play today? And just cultivating that safety and that relationship with that part of yourself that just wants to explore, wants to experience life. So be mindful of that. Now, if you are wanting to dive deeper into your energetic healing and integration, I am available for one-on-one sessions. I'll put a link below. If that interests you, please connect with me. And I'm on other social media platforms. You can check that out as well. So we're just going to close now. We're going to close the healing space, and I hope that you have really received the medicine, the messages, everything that you needed in this moment. So I'm going to get you to close your eyes again, and we're just going to thank our higher selves for protecting us as we journeyed inwards. We're going to ask for our little self, our inner child, to just step forward, and we're going to give thanks and appreciation for its ability to show up in this space for this healing to occur. And whether you want to give your inner child a hug, just feel into that. We're going to thank our ancestors, our star family, our guides, the ancestors of the land that we are on. We're going to thank them for holding this space for us to be able to do this work here. And for their support and for their continued support. They're telling me to remember to tell you to ask for that support, because they will always answer and they're never separate from you. So that's a big reminder that they want to put an exclamation mark on. And we ask that our higher selves continue to hold a protective space for us as we integrate the activation of this inner wisdom, this inner knowing, this inner access to our soul records, knowing of why we came here, the activation of our blueprint, the activation of our soul mission. And asking for support around helping us to let go and surrender all of the things we need to let go of in order to be able to sustain and hold this new energy that wants to be birthed through us right now. And with that, we ask this space now to be closed. And so it is. Beautiful. So this was a lot longer than my previous ones, but I feel like it was important to go through that whole process. And I really appreciate you coming here, doing the work, feeling the call, knowing who you are, remembering who you are. And I'm going to continue to encourage and support you on your journey in whatever capacity I can. And feel free to reach out to me if you need to, if you feel confused around what's happening, if there are things that are coming up that you're struggling with, please reach out. I hope that you really embrace this new energy, really embrace this relationship with your inner child, and do what lights you up. So with that, I'm outie, and I will see you next time. Lots of love to you all. Mwah. Bye.